Hey, Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.
Dallas Cowboys hit the road for Week 1 off to Tampa Bay to take on the Super Bowl team Buccaneers. Bucs offense is still being run by that number 12 guy. He's going to start 2020, playing the way he finished 2020. And yes, this will also, of course, mark the return of the being parted off.
All right, guys, welcome back to Ducky Sports Lounge as your Tampa Bay Buccaneers pull it out. First game of the season. Jason Powers here. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Bucs win 31-29 on the strength of a Ryan Suckup field goal with, 7 seconds left to go in the game to defeat the Dallas Cowboys.
Never in doubt, Peter. Never in doubt.
I'll tell you right now, and look, this was not the prettiest game by any means.
No.
Too many turnovers by a Super Bowl team, but you know what? They found a way to win. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So definitely want to hear from you guys. I know you want to talk about it.
A minute 21 timeout. There was, I mean, when you have the best quarterback of all time in a minute 20 and a timeout, you feel pretty, not automatic, but you feel pretty good.
Yeah.
That you're going to at least get a kick to win the game.
You absolutely feel pretty good about it, and you have that confidence in a Ryan Suckup. And I tell you what, let me go ahead and connect the phone line here. Stand by. We're doing a production meeting as we speak.
Live Duckies. We are here. Kennedy Boulevard had a huge crowd tonight. What a football game for NBC. NBC's loving it.
They love it. And I tell you right now, we'll talk more about Dak Prescott and more about the defense's deficiencies, if you will, of the Bucs. Let's go out to Ed. Ed from Palm Harbor, welcome to NSPN here as your Tampa Bay Buccaneers have defeated the Dallas Cowboys 31-29. You're leading it off tonight. What do you have to say?
You know, I'm going to have to mail the Bucs a letter to tell them that I have a really bad heart, that I have congestive heart failure, and they're not helping.
Not helping you, huh?
No, they're not helping. It was Winston that gave me the heart failure.
Right.
But anyways, that was not exactly what I imagined for the Super Bowl team to come out and do. Sloppy play on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
And after 3 or 4 times of Dean getting burnt one-on-one, why couldn't they make an adjustment and bring a safety over to help him out, dude? Because he was just getting shredded.
Well, Jamel Dean, not the best game tonight, that's for sure. Jason Powers, they
play. The Bucs are predicated on pressure and man-to-man defense with their corners.
Right.
There's not going to be 2 safeties playing deep center field very often in the Bucs defense.
No, not at all. When you don't get pressure on a Dak Prescott, which is what we talked about, one of the things here, Ed, that offensive line was improved. They felt like they were definitely improved with the Tyron Smith on one side, and of course, Alelo Collins. And you didn't see a lot of the pass rush, maybe because most of the time, Vita Vea and JPP and even Shaq Bear were getting held.
Well, they called plenty of holding. But one thing you got to give credit tonight, give Dak Prescott and that Cowboy offense credit. Everybody thought he wasn't going to be very healthy, his shoulder. He played great tonight. Say what you want. Dak Prescott played great tonight. And Dallas has three tremendous receivers.
Of course, a CD Lamb, and you have
Gallup and Amari Cooper.
Right.
That's 3 damn good receivers.
Exactly.
I don't care how good our corners are. They got 3 top flight receivers.
But Powers, it doesn't help by losing Sean Murphy-Bunting.
Right.
Because Ross Cockrell, it's a mismatch nightmare.
Back.
Right. With the CD Lamb.
Defensive back.
And then you had Mike Edwards.
Davis.
Mike Edwards was out for a while with cramps early in the third quarter, which exposed Ross Cockrell a little bit. The one touchdown late to Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
It was a great matchup by the Cowboys getting Amari Cooper on Ross Cockrell in the slot.
Absolutely.
Which making an easy throw on that corner route of the end zone.
Too many yards. I think Todd Bowles will be very upset with the yardage given up tonight. But again, it's like the legend himself, Leo Haggerty, says they get paid too.
Yes.
And they were able to do a good job of basically alleviating that pass rush. And then on top of it, exposing some of those spots tonight in those zones. And when they got one-on-one coverage with a guy like a Jamel Dean, it was tough.
And the Cowboys had an offensive game plan tonight. We're not even going to virtually try to run the ball. We know we're going to struggle to run the ball. Yep. We're going to put the ball in Dak Prescott's hands and let him throw. I think he threw it 58 times tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So 58 times. They might have run the ball 12 to 15 times.
Right.
With Zeke and Pollard.
I mean, they shut him down.
Yeah, and their plan was we're not going to try to run the ball. We're going to throw the ball.
Exactly. But here's the thing. When you take Ezekiel Elliott out of it, you feel good about the situation. But once again, Dak Prescott, that's the reason why he got a major extension in the offseason. Ed, talk to me.
At the second to the last drive there by the Cowboys, you saw Vita Vea really take over.
Oh, he played great in the fourth quarter.
Great pressure.
Yes.
Great pressure. I mean, I see him pick a guy, pick him up, and throw him back into the quarterback.
He drew one holding call in the last drive.
Yep.
He drew the play that we all thought Dak might have fumbled on the incomplete pass.
Sure.
That got turned into it. He played great in the fourth quarter. The interior pressure up the middle was a major factor there.
Really did. And I tell you right now, you look at that center and that offensive lineman, it looked like he was bear hugging him the majority of the night. I mean, that's what a guy that's, 347? I think he's more 360
and his
than
strength.
347.
His strength is what I mean, the push that he can create up the middle just is going to create even more problems for the guys and more opportunities for Barrett and JPP down the road.
Sure, absolutely. What else?
Now, this is a copycat team, our league, actually. So, I mean, do you think other teams are going to take note of this and try to beat the Bucs this way?
But remember this, Ed. Great comments. But if we don't turn the ball over 4 times, it's a double-digit victory.
And that's what it comes down to. We talked about it at halftime. If you turn the ball over, you give the team more momentum, and then on top of it, you basically let your defense be on a short field. Ronald Jones fumbling the ball. That
your boy, the victim
of putting the ball. Yeah. Victim of putting the ball on the ground tonight, and even Chris Godwin looks like he's going to score a touchdown there.
Right.
And again, that momentum goes back to the Dallas Cowboys, and they're able to position for
and to kick the game, the go-ahead field goal.
Go-ahead field goal, 48 yards.
I mean, if Godwin doesn't fumble even as bad as I won't say they didn't play bad.
Sure.
Turned the ball over too much. If Godwin doesn't fumble the ball on the 2-yard line, they're up 9 points with 4 minutes to go in the game. The game's over.
Right.
The game's over.
And then instead, you give the ball back to the Cowboys. They have all the momentum at that point. That's where your defense has to step up. But Dak Prescott made some throws tonight, and those wide receivers, they beat their men. They beat the one-on-one matchup. So give them credit.
And one other thing we do. One other thing.
You know what? If I could trade Dean away right now to get better.
No, he's a pretty good third corner. I mean, he didn't have a great night tonight. But he's a pretty good third corner. I mean, say what you want. He's a pretty good third corner.
What you do, you're not gonna always get a night where you have all 3 of your best corners.
I agree.
You gotta be able to.
But you can't pay everybody $20 million either. That's the thing.
And that's the thing. Even with that effort by the Bucs, and we kind of knew that it would be somewhat of a slow start to a certain degree. But you can't turn over the ball no matter what. And even with all those turnovers, you still manage to find a way to win that game.
And what did the Bucs do great on defense? They gave up a lot of yards.
Sure.
They played great red zone defense, held them to field goals.
Mm-hmm.
Zerline had 5 field goal attempts.
Yeah.
So that means they're going to give up yards throughout the year. We're not going to be a lockdown Baltimore Raven type defense from 2000.
I don't even, Jason. I don't even think you can be that, guys. I don't
not
think
in
you
this
can
league.
Be that type of lockdown anymore because they're calling so many penalties. And Tom Brady talked about this the other day. Talked about it all about the other day is how it favors
the passing game. It's the quarterback.
Right.
It's a quarterback league.
Exactly.
And they play great red zone defense. Say what you want about offensively turnovers, but the defense was tremendous in the red zone.
Yep.
Holding them to field goal attempts.
Good stuff. Anything else, Ed?
Do you think they get these turnovers fixed?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, they can't turn over the ball 4 times a game. They're not going to be able to win many games. So, yes, I think it's an anomaly. Word. I don't think they're going to be able to turn the ball over 4 times a game.
I've never seen Godwin ever drop the ball like that.
He had a couple misses tonight.
Yep.
He had a mixed bag of a game.
If you're not going to take Chris Godwin, though, the catch he made in the last throw, the back shoulder by Brady, that's a tough catch.
Sure.
You know what? They got away with
Did he get away with a push-off? Probably a little bit.
A little bit.
They got away with a push-off.
He did. He did. But again, when you earn the respect in the league, like the Bucs have, you're gonna get that no call.
Sure.
If we were a 5-11, 5-12 kind of team, that flag's coming out for a push-off.
Earlier on in that fourth quarter, you also missed Godwin because he gets turned around, and maybe if it's a better throw by Brady, Godwin takes it in because he's wide open, and Godwin drops that pass too. So, again, Godwin mixed bag, productive night. He'll be fine.
You're fine.
Bucs win at 31-29. Anything else?
I think I've talked your ear off enough. But
hey,
you know
man.
What? I got to tell you, they can't keep doing this to me. I won't make it.
Just hang in there, Ed. It's a long season. We got 16 more of these. So
and honestly,
get the bag ready.
And honestly, give Dallas credit. They're a pretty good team.
Yes.
Dallas is going to be a tough team for a lot of teams.
You may
to deal
actually
with.
see this team once again, maybe down the playoffs. Who knows?
You know, they got a great schedule, man. They don't even see any playoff teams until week 11.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well,
Dallas is going to be a factor if Dak stays upright.
If he stays upright.
If he stays, and Zach Martin will be back.
Sure.
Dallas will be a tough. They will score a lot of points. Their defense wasn't terrible.
Right.
Again, you're playing Tom Brady in the Buccaneer offense. You're going to get lit up a little bit with the Buccaneer offense.
All right, Ed. Thanks a lot for the call.
Great call, Ed.
Let me go ahead and give you a fire in the cannons right there, my friend. Appreciate you. And we're live here at Ducky Sports Lounge, 1719 West Kennedy Boulevard. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Mr. Jason Powers, the Powers man himself, as the Bucs beat the Dallas Cowboys 31-29 to move to 1-0 season opening game on Thursday night. And like you said, they got to love this because it was a back and forth affair. You had some defense in it, but more offense, and you could see definitely going back to Dak Prescott, 42 for 58, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Played great.
1 interception.
Say what you want. He played great.
Let's go back to that 1 interception, though. It looks like CD Lamb has it, and this is midway through the third quarter, and this is really the turning point.
There's your boy Ronald Jones coughing it up on the replay there.
What? You better – you know what?
I don't know if he played – I'm serious. In all seriousness, I don't think he played another down. He didn't play it down in the second half.
Well, I mean, again, we saw this last year with Keyshawn Vaughn. When Keyshawn Vaughn put the ball on the ground, he's not going to play. Leonard Fournette puts the ball on the ground, you're not going to play, no matter who you are. That's how BA is. That's how you have to be.
Right.
The turnovers tonight were out of control, absolutely. But once again, going back to that interception, kind of the turning point there, Carlton Davis making a play. What did you see on it?
Looked like there were some alligator arms by Mr. CD Lamb.
Didn't it?
They threw the ball into traffic. Went right through CD's hands.
Save that thought. I tell you what, let's go out to Mr. Me Sidor. Welcome to the NSPN Watch Party live here at Ducky's as your Bucs beat the Cowboys 31-29. What do you have to say, my friend?
Oh, I don't know if the Bucs beat the Cowboys, but Dallas definitely lost the game.
Well, definitely. Dallas lost the game with their field goal kicker tonight, even though he kicked a 48 go-ahead field goal. He missed a couple kicks tonight that he's going to definitely want to have back. And then at the end of the day, Dak turned over that had a turnover there, and that kind of really changed the momentum of the game. Bucs went ahead, and then after that, Bucs kind of had to hold on and come back. So,
winning ugly, still winning, but you really can't feel great if you're a Bucs fan. I mean,
right.
If you're an honest Bucs fan, you can't feel great about today. You'll take the win.
Sure.
But here's the difference. In other years, we would have lost this game.
Right.
When you have Tom Brady and you figure out a way to win these kind of games when you don't play great, that's why you get Tom Brady. That's why he's the best.
It was kind of reminiscent of the Kansas City game, the first match up there where you run out of time. It was kind of reminiscent of the Chicago loss where you forget you're down and you have a big-time penalty in crucial situations. You turn over the ball in that game. But once again, guys, you got the win. I get it. It's ugly, but it's an ugly win. It's still a win.
And this is going to be a game. This is going to be a game that Bruce is going to have a lot of talking points with the team.
And Mr. Misador here, he does a great podcast with Keith Robbins Jr., the Hoosier crew there. And you're a guy that really studies on that secondary component of this Bucs team. What did you see from them tonight? The loss of Sean Murphy-Bunting really hurt this team, right?
Oh, yeah. Bunting going down exposed a lot that they're going to have to recover from. I mean, Dean gets caught glory gazing a lot. He's looking in the backfield a lot. Falling suspect to a double move a lot last year. This year, he was just caught looking. He's looking in the backfield. You can't do that against a good receiver who makes one move and he's gone.
Yeah.
Yep. He saw it all night. He's riding the line of scrimmage. He looks in, receiver makes a move, and he's behind him.
And it will be interesting to see what the injury is to Murphy Bunting. Is it a 1-week injury? Is it a long-term injury?
Well, talk was that
I'm betting he's out.
What I didn't.
I would be.
Yep.
Talk was it could have been a broken arm. So we'll see.
Which means a guy like D. Delaney might get some opportunities. Obviously, Dean's going to get some opportunities. The Bucs will probably bring back one guy they cut probably in training camp to replace that spot on the roster. But yeah, that's a big loss. If Murphy Bunting's out, that's a huge loss because he's clearly their number 2 corner.
What about Jamel Dean tonight? What did you read on him, or what did you see from him? Not a lot of great stuff, huh?
That's what I'm saying. He makes great plays, but he gives up great plays. I mean, they're simple plays with Jamel Dean go big because he gets caught looking.
The great thing about what Bowles will be able to do, if you know what Bunting's situation is now you can roll the coverage to Jamel Dean's side because you got Carlton Davis, who you can more put on an island, where you can now roll a safety to Jamel Dean if you need to in the big moments of a game.
Yeah, you saw him roll they ran a man robber over on top of over top of Dean.
They did. No, absolutely. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, that definitely helped because he's not giving up the deep ball.
Right. I mean,
but if you're not making open field tackles, that's going to bite you in the ass.
That's right. No, you're out. You're absolutely right. I think you're going to see. Again, we'll see what the severity of the Murphy Bunting injury is. If it's bad, that's not. I mean, if it's a long-term injury, then Jamel Dean, you got to earn your keep, buddy. That's why you're here. Yeah. You're a high draft pick. It's time to be the starter.
No, it is absolutely time to be a starter, and you got to play more consistent. And I think Misador is absolutely right. He has to play more consistent. But Carlton Davis tonight, I think he made the play of the day. Yep. Really changed the momentum, intercepting Dak. I don't necessarily think it was Dak's fault. He did throw in a crowd.
Tip ball.
CD Lamb should have had that catch, and it looks like he makes a business decision. Is that what you saw?
That is a business decision he made.
But it was a beautiful pass.
Perfect.
And it was right on the money.
Right.
Unfortunately, it bounced the wrong way. When you don't make a play against a good team, it's going to bite you.
Well, and
that's all that happens.
And when you throw a ball over the middle that gets deflected, more times than not, that ball's intercepted. On a deflected ball, just like the Leonard Fournette screen pass.
Good things happen or bad things happen at that point.
When you tip a ball on a screen pass, that ball's typically going to get intercepted by the defense.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
that pass is on Brady. That interception, 100% on Brady.
Okay, yeah. But if you're Leonard Fournette, you got to catch the ball, though.
Yeah, you still got to catch that ball. It's a little bit high, but it still needs to be caught if you want to be a running back.
That needs to be thrown in the dirt.
And that's
in your face, and he's trying to throw over the receiver. It's going to hit somebody.
And
it's congested area anyway.
And that would be if we had a weakness with our running back core, that would be it, catching the ball. Other than Gio Bernard, Fournette, Ronald Jones struggle to catch the ball consistently.
I agree.
Especially Ronald Jones.
But I tell you what, Giovanni Bernard in that last drive,
he definitely
touches. Got his money's worth.
Big third down catch on 3rd and 2.
Yep.
The first play of the drive, he ran for about 9 yards on a swing route. That's the perfect spot for Gio Bernard.
Smart decisions by Gronk getting the ball.
Yes. Get out of bounds.
Get out of bounds. Save your clock right there.
Perfect.
At that point.
And that's why.
Save the game right there.
That's the genius of Tom Brady. He's not afraid to take 6 or 7 yards on that last drive.
That's why you get a Tom Brady. I know people go, well, he gets all the credit in the world, but
smart decision making.
Feel great about having Brady at the controls, especially late in the fourth quarter, because he's going to bring your team back, and he did it tonight with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What else, me?
I'm going to let you go, Peter. I don't really have much to say. I got to record anyway, but I just wanted to jump on and. I mean, the sky's not falling, but you can't feel good right now. I mean, to win, but
a lot of things to improve on, but you got 16 games to do it. I absolutely agree with you. We'll talk more about this tomorrow night on the Sports Web. Me, appreciate you. Definitely don't be a stranger. All right, my friend?
Absolutely, brother.
And Buccaneer fans, understand, Buccaneer fans, we are going to get every team's best effort. We're not going to roll teams by 3 touchdowns. Like we all as fans want to think, we're going to win every game by 3 touchdowns.
Right.
We're going to get everybody's best effort, whether it's on the road or at home. Teams like the Cowboys, teams like, Buffalo, the Rams, the Patriots. We got some tests. We're going to get everybody's best effort.
Definitely tested tonight as your Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Dallas Cowboys late in the fourth quarter with a 36-yard field goal by Ryan Suckup, like there was any doubt, 90% kicker last year. 1 for 1 tonight on field goals.
Yep.
There you go. Julio says Bucs deliver a better start on the offense. The last year we had a couple of turnovers that shouldn't have happened, but that's how life is in sports. Dylan says TB12 does it again. What a start to the NFL season. Amazing. I agree. I mean, again, this is what NBC wanted. This is what the NFL fans want. They don't want a blowout like a lot of the national media. Yours truly was saying 34-17. Give credit to where credit is due. The Dallas Cowboys have an explosive offense. The Bucs have some things to work defensively, but I'm telling you right now, if Dak gets that type of time, like our buddy Leo Haggerty says, if he has the time and he has all the weapons in the world, he could throw it anywhere he wants to, and he was able to do that tonight.
He played, again, say what you want. Dak Prescott played great tonight. Everybody thought his shoulder was going to be a factor. He didn't play any in the preseason. He played great tonight.
I don't think he could drive the ball down the field yet because I still think that shoulder may be affecting him.
But his accuracy was there.
There you go.
His movement was good enough. It wasn't He's never going to be the runner he was before after this broken ankle.
I don't think you want him to be the runner. And they tried to do that. And big play by Andrew Adams on third down to stop an Ezekiel Elliott, to stop him. And that's what we talked about tonight. This defense, this is what they had to do. They had to shut down the run game.
Opportunistic. They were opportunistic at the right times on a couple drives in the second half when you needed to stop. They pinned them deep one time. They stopped them about the 20 on their own 20, punted. So, again, I think the Buccaneers had probably 2 to 3 sacks tonight. I know Shaq had one. They had 2 to 3 sacks. Vea was tremendous in the fourth quarter with his interior pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. While terrible Tampa did not win that game, Dallas lost at Misador, says Jerry Christian. Let's go out to Steve. They will play again. Both teams stay healthy. Steve again, 31 points in the first game is a good game. Steve again, with Winston, it would have been 9 points. Yikes. Jerry says, do we just not call pass interference anymore? I mean, you saw it getting called in this game. I don't know where he's going with it, but
I think everybody's talking about the Godwin play at the end. It was not egregious, but it probably was enough. It could have.
You're a ref on the side. Yep. Do you make that call to decide a game, or do you let basically players play? Because it looks like both players are hand jousting. Although maybe Godwin
extended it a little,
nudge,
but what he didn't, what he didn't do is he didn't fully extend. They're going to call that every time.
So he didn't.
But when you have that arm bent, and you give a little something, they usually let you play through that.
Tap. I think it was more of acting there. I think he was trying to win the best Oscar in 2021. Just my opinion. I got you, Christopher Coles. SMB has an open fracture. Rich H says still with 100 yards and penalties and 4 turnovers. I mean, that's the
was it 100 yards and penalties? Was that many?
Yeah, it was a bad night. Penalty wise.
I mean,
and that's uncharacteristic of the Bucs. But when they do that, when you turn over the ball and have penalties, they were lucky to win this
lose.
Game. You were lucky
4
to
turnovers. You rarely win a game with 4 turnovers.
Agree.
And so again, to me, that shows the veteranness of the team that they can overcome that. Because if you have a very young team, you're not overcoming 4 turnovers and 100 yards and penalties.
No, you're not.
And still winning the game.
So, again, lots of stuff to clean up. I bet BA at the end of this post game is going to be a little bit upset. They're definitely going to have their asses in gear, if you will.
And here's another thing to remember, Peter.
Yes.
It's the first time they played a full game. Mostly, we've only played a quarter at a time in the preseason. So the conditioning level,
correct.
The fatigue, the having to think when you're tired more.
I think you even saw JPP tonight. His conditioning wasn't all there. They played a lot of Tryon. I saw Tryon a lot in there tonight. We'll get back to him in a moment, but yeah, absolutely, Rick. Let's go out to that was horrible on the Dean got burnt. We saw that tonight, and so many turnovers. Jerry again says, I wanted that pass that was broken up by Diggs on the last drive to be completed to Evans. He could have took it for 6, but it would, if it was complete, but would have stepped out of bounds because he gets no yak.
Well,
I don't know what he's talking about.
Diggs deflected the ball, man. I'm not going to kill Evans for not catching it.
But this whole thing of Mike Evans doesn't get yak. Mike Evans does get yak.
Guess what?
Come on, man. Come on, Jerry. I don't think that's true at all. Julio says, I think if Leonard could have catch the football and not given the ball to the Cowboy defenders and Godwin doesn't fumble, I think, in my opinion, Tampa Bay have scored 42 of 48 points.
They would have been in the high 30s easily, if not 40, if not for the 4 turnovers. No doubt about it.
Secondary is weak link again and too many turnovers. Secondary, in your opinion, a weak link or once again an explosive offense?
Dallas has good receivers.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
They get paid a lot of money too.
Right. But
So-
they still have things to work on. But
Sure.
again, okay,
there's no secondary in the league that's going to shut down the Cowboys or the Buccaneers. I don't care who's playing corner.
Where was Braid, Howard, and Miller tonight? Well, they were on a milk carton because you didn't see a lot.
Yeah, Gronkowski caught 2 touchdowns and had like 80 yards receiving.
Exactly. Well, Gronkowski in this game, 6 for 64, 2 touchdowns. A big part, still a big part of this game. We talked about it early on. The little rollout by Brady, putting in that little window, and you just have so much confidence in Gronkowski. Talk about his impact on this team.
You're not going to see as much Brady and J. Howard this year if Gronk stays healthy.
Right.
Gronk is a Hall of Famer, is a top 5 tight end of all time. You're not going to sit Gronkowski for Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard.
Yeah.
There'll be times when they play a certain opponent where the 2 tight end set's more of a thing. But tonight was Antonio Brown was unbelievable tonight. He played great.
Absolutely.
You're not taking Antonio Brown out of the game to put Cameron Brate in or O.J. Howard in.
We talked about it, Jason. He was going to be an X factor, and he certainly seems like he's healthy.
Yeah.
He's motivated. He was just running by Cowboy defenders tonight. And look, once again,
best third receiver in the NFL.
I'm telling you right now.
Best number 3.
That's a tough offense. When you get that guy streaking past a defender, look out. Brady puts it right there on him for a touchdown. Pretty play, 47 yards. To the house. Let's go out to Jerry again. They're calling offensive pass interference on Tommy and his offense when the game is on the line. Blatant offensive pass interference. It's a shame. All right. Well, we disagree on that. Can we trust Rojo?
I'll say this. Had they called it, the Bucs fans could not have had a gripe. Had they called it, you can absolutely justify it being a call. Had they not called it, you can justify it.
Sure.
It was not egregious.
No.
It was not a Michael Irvin special back in the day.
Michael Irvin, right there.
It wasn't a New Orleans Saints Rams situation back a couple years ago.
Correct.
Sure, had they called it, it would have been a tough call against Godwin, but you couldn't have argued that being pass interference.
I would rather players play instead of making a call that's significant at that point.
Because you don't want, again, as a referee, and you could call an interference call on almost any play of the game.
Sure,
pass interference on any
it's
pass
just like
play.
holding.
Like holding.
Which you didn't call a lot tonight. You called some points, but you could have called it, especially on a Vita Vea.
Right.
It looked like he was getting a bear hug from somebody.
Right.
Jeez. All right. Can we trust Rojo again? And I believe that is Earl Harris. In your opinion, and you kind of mentioned this off air, and I was kind of laughing at you on it, but you kind of said, you know what? Maybe he's on the trade block. I mean, of course, he's a free agent next year. Just one game here, Powers.
They're not going to get again. This is going to be a week-to-week deal with these running backs.
Right.
That's part of, I think, the allure of Bruce Arians. What I like about Arians is he's not afraid if the guy fumbles. Okay, go sit down, Ronald.
Sure.
We'll play somebody else.
Sure.
But next week he's going to get an opportunity again. And if Fournette fumbles, you're going to see more Rojo.
You're going to have their hot hand.
They want to keep that room competitive. Of if you screw up enough, you ain't going to play.
Right. Well, you would like to run the ball more, but again, 32 for 48 for Tom Brady, 379, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
And there'll be other opponents that the running game will be more of a factor. Trust me.
Correct. All right, let's keep on reading these comments there. Julio says, in my opinion, we have to clean up these silly turnovers that should have happened because in week 2, Falcons could make us pay for mistakes in week 1 against the Cowboys.
Bro, please.
They've got some work to do. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Was it the prettiest game? Not at all. It was not the prettiest game, not by a long shot here. All right, let's go out. Very disappointed with both offense and defense. I feel like the Bucs lost this game, according to some fans. Again, it's the Dallas Cowboys, and maybe shame on us
for undervaluing
them a little bit.
They are,
but you didn't
especially
know,
offensively.
But you didn't know what to expect with Dak coming back from an injury. You didn't know what to expect from a god awful defense that still
they were improved. They were improved
a little bit improved, but they still have work to do because they had some blown
busted coverage.
Oh yeah, right.
I mean, and remember, folks, I know we're all about the number of turnovers. Remember, one of the 4 turnovers was a Hail Mary at the end of the first half, so I'm going to throw that out.
Right,
that doesn't count in my opinion. You know, you had the tip ball on the screen. The 2 that count are the fumbles. Those are the ones that you can't have. Again, Godwin at the 2-yard line, and then Rojo on a run off right tackle.
Yes,
you know,
and then Godwin going into
the 2-yard line.
Red zone turnover is just a killer. Again, a momentum shifter there, and that's David Mosier. Thanks a lot for the comment. Looks like we should have played our starters in the preseason just a little more than we did. But look, you were kind of handcuffed at that point because you were only playing first 3 preseason games.
Right.
And if you play them in the second preseason game, then you don't play them in the
They
third.
played enough. They played.
Right.
It's the conditioning level that's the thing, because you saw a couple guys with cramps tonight.
Yeah.
The conditioning level from week 1 to week 2 will be drastically different. Remember, they got an extra long weekend. They got a 10-day break between now and game 2.
Mhm.
So again, you'll see they'll be fine.
Let's go out to Curtis from Newport Richie. Curtis, welcome to the NSPN Watch Party live from Ducky's. Yours truly, along with Mr. Jason Powers, the Power Man. What do you have to say?
Let me just say this. First off,
Curtis, I don't like the
Get it,
I don't
Curtis.
like the sound of this.
Get it, Curtis. He's one of my favorite.
Hold
Yes.
on, Mr. Powers. You don't know me like that, but I love you anyway. Anyway, first things first is
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what anybody say. A W is a W.
Absolutely.
Can we
Okay.
please stop trying
That's a great start there,
to like
Curtis.
say
So-
you need a pretty W. You don't.
Second off, for all you cockroach Bucs fans that's coming out the woodwork.
Fair
now that the
weather.
now that the lights are on,
Right.
let me turn the lights back on you, and you crawl back into the crevice that you belong in. Okay? Because I was walking down the street in my Bucs gear when we were 2-14
Yes.
and 6-10. So you can take it and shove it, because a W is a W.
Would you rather of us had no turnovers tonight and lost 29-28, or 4 turnovers and us win 31-29?
I never want to
Exactly.
lose.
Exactly.
I never want to
Of
lose.
course. Nobody
I
does.
never want to lose.
Yeah, especially on national TV in front of your home audience. Of course you don't.
Third, Ryan Suckup is a god.
I mean,
Okay?
I'm telling you, like, look,
Veteran
you're
kicker. Seriously.
you know what you're thinking about?
Veteran kicker.
When he's setting up for that 36-yarder, you're kind of in your back of your mind. You're thinking, oh no, could it be a Matt Gay situation? And then you remember
No.
it's Ryan Suckup.
He's veteran. He's solid. He's had a great career.
Right.
He's not Roberto Aguayo. He's not
90
Matt Gay.
90% kicker last year. That's the reason why you signed him to an extension.
If you get that guy inside of 42 yards, he's going to make 90% of the kicks.
He's not Greg Zuerlein.
Number 4.
Yes.
How long has Tom Brady been in the NFL?
22.
Amazing.
Oh, the reason I asked that question is, are you not supposed to leave Tom Brady a minute and a half on the clock?
No, of course you don't. That's why he's Tom
And
terrific.
especially when he's only down by 1.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
When the Bucs, they had the holding call, the big holding call in Dallas. Then on third down, they threw the ball outside, and Zeke Elliott ran out of bounds, which stopped the clock on the third down, which said before Zuerlein kicked the field goal, which saved the Bucs the timeout. And
I feel like that diet didn't work out for him too well tonight.
All right, I'm going down my list. Number 5. We are not going to play a passing attack like this every week.
Exactly.
It's tough.
That's the other thing too, people.
I mean, you're gonna play the Packers,
Rams.
if you get to, the Rams in a couple weeks.
Why they want to talk about the passing? They say, hey, how many yards did Zeke and Dak rush for this game?
About 30, probably.
Oh,
Somewhere around
okay,
30
okay,
yards.
okay.
I didn't
And
Exactly.
listen, I don't think Zach Martin would have even mattered. Did you see Vita Vea up the middle all
We
game?
were commenting on that. He
Just,
did the fourth quarter. He dominated the last half of the fourth quarter.
A man among boys, honestly.
Jason, this one is for you. Me and Peter have been talking for the last 2 years,
Mhm.
and I was disappointed that we didn't take Derwin James.
Everybody was. Everybody thought he was going to be.
I retract my statement and my disappointment, because Vita is the fucking man, okay? And he's out there representing for us 300-pounders, okay?
What it shows is how if you have an effective middle of the line of scrimmage rusher, how much that affects the offensive line and opens up the opportunities for Barrett and JPP.
And guys, the essential reason why you're number one against the run and looking like you're going to be number one against the run this year is because of Vita Vea and, of course, Sue.
And don't discount Sue. Sue's still doing a good job too.
Hold on. That was part 2 of my statement. He's learning from somebody with the ferocity and the tenacity of a Ndamukong Suh.
Yes.
Are you serious right now?
Crazy.
Yep. And he's the perfect mentor for him. Vea is going to be the next guy you probably see on defense. Him and Carlton Davis get the extensions on defense.
Well, I tell you right now, Curtis Glenn, I know that you're somewhat of a Carlton Davis fan. I think he made the play of the night, really changed that momentum because it looked like Dallas was, trying to get settled in there and make some things happen. But big time interception because of a business decision by CeeDee Lamb. But be at the right place at the right time and cash in on it. Carlton Davis.
I'm going to say this. I love Jamel Dean.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be fine. He had a rough night tonight. He'll be fine.
He did. But I'm going to tell you something. I like him better as an outside corner, and I like Murphy Bunting in the slot.
I agree.
But now that that injury is an issue, who knows what his injury is?
I don't want to jinx it, but I wouldn't mind giving up a draft pick for Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
Well,
you're not gonna.
Depending on how much money you have, but that's also been bandied about around the league and talked about because of the connection with Brady, of course. But you're going to have to pay the guy.
You don't have $15 million,
and I'm not sure if the Patriots are just going to trade him for basically nothing. They're going to ask for a first-round pick.
I will say two things.
Yeah.
I'm right. I don't want to give up a first-round pick for him.
Sure.
And B, I think that if there was a possibility for him to come here, you would see a couple of our players take some pay cuts.
Probably.
God, I still got a big list to go. Number 6. How about Antonio fucking Brown? Oh, excuse my French.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll go ahead and give you this right here. That's all right. It's okay because he's passionate.
He is.
Who is this? Who is this guy that's supposed to be our third wide receiver?
Well, look, we heard all about this. There were mumblings about this, actually loud screams from training camp. And even BA was admitting to it that AB looks like the version that he was when he was with the Steelers 4 or 5 years ago. And he definitely looked like that tonight.
If the guy stays out of trouble and keeps his head on straight, he'll be a hell of a player for us.
Exactly, Powers.
Exactly. Hey, Jason. And then I'm going to shout out Giovanni Bernard because he made some clutch catches tonight.
The last drive was great. Two key plays on the last drive.
Yes, man.
That's going to be his role. He's going to be that perfect third down, 2-minute back for us because he knows how to pass protect and he knows how to. He's excellent at running those routes, those arrow routes coming out of the backfield.
Yeah,
absolutely. What else do I have? Oh, we saw the valuable. We saw how valuable Mike Evans is.
Mm-hmm. Even though he was cramping tonight.
Depth. You're going to have depth. Last year, remember, we were pretty injury-free last year. A couple guys late, but I mean, relatively healthy as a team in our starting 22.
Don't forget what I love about Mike Edwards, too, is he can play in the slot.
Right.
Well, you can play in the slot, and he's always around the ball, it seems like. And
right.
Yep.
Again, you hope that you can get back a Jordan Whitehead eventually.
He'll be back, yeah. He'll be back in a week or so.
You're losing a Sean Murphy Bunting. We'll see how long that injury is going to be. What else, Curtis?
I saw some guy at my job because I was at work when the game started. I was a little pissed off, but
I can see that. You're very passionate tonight. And that's okay. That's all right.
There was some guy talking about, well, where's JPP and Shaq? I said, do you not see them running away from them?
Right.
They're doing anything they can to stay away from them.
And look, again, give credit to those two big hosses for that Dallas offensive line with Leo Collins and, again, Tyron Smith. But I thought there were times tonight, and even JPP.
Shaq had a sack in the third quarter. He had a sack.
Yeah.
The pressure was consistent. It wasn't every single play, and it's never going to be every single play.
Right.
How many times did Dak Prescott throw the ball?
58, I believe.
58 times. 42 for 58, 403. I mean.
And, again, they're not going to play teams that are going to be
sorry, but if you throw the ball for 60 times, you better have 400.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
You're going to give up yards in this league with good quarterbacks, and they throw it 58 times.
Sure, that's what you want. I mean, that's what BA said in his presser this week. They wanted to take the running game away. They took the running game away from Elliott. They put it on Dak. Dak made him pay, but at the end of the day, you got Tom Brady, and you go down and get the field goal.
And I don't think Todd Bowles was quite as aggressive blitzing because of the Murphy Bunting injury. Trying to protect Cockrell and Jamel Dean a little bit. They were not blitzing from all angles. You didn't see a lot of Devin White blitzes.
Good point.
And Levante David blitzes because they were trying to play a little more coverage
because
to help Jamel Dean.
Right, because we saw them one-on-one coverage tonight, how they struggled. Right. Especially a Dean and a Cockrell. So,
hey, man. Listen, I don't care.
Want to know, brother? Want to know, my man?
No. We're on a 9-game winning streak, sir.
Yeah, that's true.
Nine,
Hey,
you're right. You're right.
He's,
You're right.
he's counting it up right now.
There you
He's
go.
stacking it up.
9.
That's right.
That's
All
right.
right.
All right.
And if anybody else want to be spanked, they can come to the old sombrero too.
Atlanta's going to get their ticket next Sunday afternoon,
And
brother.
we'll be here live at Ducky's. Curtis, you got to make your way down here.
Got to come on.
I'm working so much now, man, because my 2-year-old is doing great in school, and my 14-year-old had his first football game yesterday at school, and they won 42-7.
Nice.
So
Congratulations. Let me go ahead and give you a rule for that.
hey,
we go.
listen, he's starting defensive tackle.
Where's he
What?
playing at?
He's playing in Pasco.
Really?
Pasco.
Yeah, I refereed. I before I came here tonight. I was doing a JV game over at Plant tonight.
Well,
That's
see,
what.
he's in middle school.
Oh, okay.
He's 14 years old.
Nice.
He's 6'2", 230 pounds.
All right.
We'll have to watch for him. Proud Papa, huh?
Well, hey. Well, hey, listen. Anyway, for all you fake Bucs fans, stop trolling my boy Jason. You're part of the family in my eyes.
Appreciate it.
And the last thing that I want to say is for all you fake fans that watched this team win the Super Bowl last year, I'm pretty sure all year last year our defense was bend and don't break.
What's true? It was bend, don't break.
We're gonna give up some yards.
Like, what are you like? Listen,
Red zone defense. Red zone defense.
I believe his name is Michael. Peter can remind me if I'm wrong or not. There's another guy that watches named Michael. He's legally blind.
Yep.
Just like me.
Mm-hmm.
And we watch the game better than the people who have great eyes.
Isn't that funny how that works? But you guys definitely watch the game intently, and you guys do a great job. And I love always hearing from you, Curtis, my friend.
I was at work, and like my phone wasn't working, and I was telling somebody like, "Hey, don't effing talk to me right now. Don't just leave me alone."
Why is it when you're watching a football game, Jason and Curtis, that they want to call you, but when you're not doing anything, they have no time for you? I don't understand it.
No,
it's like, come on, man, it's football season. Stop playing around.
And I was like, my boss, he said something to me, like I was in the kitchen, and he was like, "Can you go in the back and get some oil?" And I quoted one of Dave Chappelle. I'm like, "Oil? What you said something about oil? Bitch, you cooking?" Like,
all right, Curtis.
Awesome call, Curtis.
Appreciate you as always, man.
you guys
Talk to you next week.
Tonight, man.
Yep.
All right, man. Bucs win.
All right, guys.
All right, let me give it to you. There we go. Thanks a lot, Curtis. Appreciate you right there. Let's continue to read these comments, and we'll get back to a Bucs win 31-29 over the Dallas Cowboys with a late fourth quarter field goal, 36 yards from Ryan Suckup, if there was any doubt.
2 seconds left.
I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Jason Powers here live on NSPN. And, of course, I love St. Pete. Let's continue with these comments. All right, so in my opinion, we have to clean up these silly turnovers. Okay, read that one.
We all know that.
Very disappointed with both offense and defense. Read that one. Okay.
Disappointed in the offense? Really?
Can someone explain to me, did we hear the name of Winfield a lot through the game by the announcer of NBC? I didn't hear a lot from Antoine Winfield Jr. tonight.
Okay, I mean.
Again, I don't expect that throughout the season. It was a good offense
tonight. Was a passing game, outside of the numbers, kind of passing game.
Bucs need to go get Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman's had some off-the-field troubles. Is that a guy you think the Bucs could be interested in if this Sean Murphy bunting injury is long-term, or do they run with their guys?
No, that's a guy that you could see, in a week or so. Yeah, I could definitely see if Bunting's out for the year kind of deal. Mm-hmm. That could be a guy that could fit in potentially here. Yeah, he'll be he won't be making a lot of money. He would absolutely relish. He'd be a good number 2 in exactly on a championship team.
Correct.
He ain't going to go play for somebody that's going to be 4-12.
No, he ain't playing for the Houston Texans.
Right.
No matter if they overpay him or not.
Right.
So that's a good.
That's a thought. That's
definitely a thought process. I don't think Sherman is what he used to be.
No,
that's the reason why he's out there still.
Right.
So, all right. Bunting tweeted, "Be back soon. Hearing dislocated elbow." We hear various things here. So
sounds not good. Sounds like it's going to be an extended absence.
Absolutely. Olga says that looked a lot worse than a dislocation. Steve says we don't have Skittles in Florida. Well, I think that's Marshawn Lynch, not Richard Sherman. Never mind. I think BA said that he will be okay. Well, we'll see again.
No.
We've heard some various things
Yeah,
here.
who knows?
Take it with a grain of salt.
Wait till Monday or Tuesday next week, and you'll have a medical
you'll
update.
probably get it probably Saturday. I mean,
If
not
it's
tomorrow, but
broke,
Saturday.
it'll be out pretty soon. If it's
Absolutely.
broken.
OJ Howard dressed for the game. Evans and Godwin had to refocus. That was so ridiculous with the drops and fumble and the tipped interception. Again, Godwin for the night made some plays, big time yards, big time play in that late fourth quarter there. But again, going back to it, you can't turn over the ball in the red zone.
I'm not going to kill him because he had the ball protected when he got hit and fumbled.
Right.
It's not like the ball was out like a loaf of bread. The guy made a good hit.
Sure.
When you put your helmet on the ball, sometimes it comes out.
Right.
I mean.
All right, let's go out to, I believe this is David here. In the middle of our defense was open all night. They could have dink and dunked us all night long if they wanted to. I mean, is that what you saw? I mean, a lot of dink and dunk passes, and there's a lot of yards there. I mean, again, Dak is not throwing the ball down the field because, again, I think the injury could be somewhat, hindering him from doing that. But again, he's able to throw it short and intermediate. That's where you get your yards. Something that the Bucs are going to have to work on here in the next couple of weeks.
We're not going to ever be the lockdown defense that everybody thinks that we probably are going to be. We're going to give up yards,
right?
But what we're going to do well is we're going to play well in the red zone. We're going to give up a lot of field goal attempts and not touchdowns, and that's how games are won in the NFL in this day and age of NFL: 7 versus 3.
Mm-hmm.
We score 7 a lot and only give up 3 a lot. So that you do the math there.
Sure.
That's what you're looking for.
It's all about the yak. I don't know if it's all about the yak. I think you're trolling.
Shut up!
Keith Robbins says 1-0. Julio Ortiz says Dean should study more Gilmore or Peters so he won't give up 6 to 7 yards and learn when to turn his head around when he's holding a receiver because of those penalties. The game was close. I mean, we saw tonight, it looked like Carlton Davis was doing some face guarding, even though he had an interception. He also had that penalty. You can't face guard a player. You have to play the ball. You can't play the player because if you're turned around, this all too well. Being a referee, that's the first sign to throw that yellow flag.
I mean, again, it's damn near impossible for a DB in the NFL to cover guys without grabbing and holding at some point throughout the game.
Sure.
You're never going to not, that's just how they have to play. They have to play physical, and you're going to get called for that stuff occasionally. You can't be doing it lazily, and your technique can't be bad where you're getting called for it multiple times in a game.
All right, let's go out to David here. Was it our D getting blocked up front, or was it Dallas holding all night? I saw a few hold no calls. That Fournette tipped in reception was Leo's fault. Sorry, if it hits your hands, you got to catch it.
Yep.
I agree with you. Some people will say it's a little bit high, but it's still a catch that Leonard Fournette should make.
Yes.
Lenny should definitely make that catch.
Tom's not throwing a rocket there on the screen. It's a lob.
Right.
You should be able to catch it with one hand if you have to.
He is trying to put it over the defender.
But he's not throwing a bullet.
Correct. It's not a Brett Favre type of pass.
Yeah, I mean it's a screen. It's a floater.
Exactly. All right.
It.
Yes. So let's see here. Arian said he dislocated his elbow and should be okay. Dislocated elbow doesn't sound okay to me.
It's probably a 2 to 3 week kind of. If it's a dislocated deal, probably 4 to 5 weeks. You would think, but it's probably not a season ender.
It's good. That's good. That's good news. Bucs need to cover much better. Practice needed. David again.
Yep.
Dak's arm wasn't as strong as it was, but
threw
still he threw for over 400 yards.
But he was pretty on top. He was on it.
Agree. Let's see here. Heck no, Tampa won that championship grip right there. Go Bucs. I'll go ahead and fire the cannons for you on that. Let's see here. Keith Robbins says Chad Johnson said it wasn't offensive pass interference. He didn't extend his left elbow. Exactly what we were talking about. Little nudge.
Yep.
Little love tap.
They're going to let you do that.
Okay. All right. Let's go out to Christopher Cole. Brady had that look with 1:24 left. We've seen that look before. What's going on? Okay. Go ahead and take care of that, I guess. I don't know what he's saying there, but
I think he's wanting us to.
All right. Let's see. Didn't Miller make a clutch third down? No.
That was the penalty. There was a penalty on that catch when Scotty Miller caught that ball.
Correct.
All
right.
Holding.
The only thing I'm disappointed in is a few too many blitzes on third down by Todd and not enough Gio Bernard.
Yep.
Agree with that?
You'll see more Gio when it's 2-minute situation, when it's obvious passing downs.
Yeah. All right, let's go back out to Adam Perdomo. I don't want to hear about the push-off from Godwin. Catch counted. Exactly.
Yes.
I'll give it to you on that. Good stuff there, Adam. Appreciate you. All right, let's go out to James. Turnovers kill. Lucky to get the win after some awful turnovers. Jerry again. Adam Perdomo. if that hand fight went the other way, all Bucs fans would be rioting in the streets. I definitely think, there's something to that. But like you said, it wasn't a Michael Irvin type of play where he's basically,
full extension.
Right.
That was a call. If it goes against you, you can't complain. If it goes for you can't complain.
I don't
either.
think Jerry's a big fan of that call.
I got
though.
you.
How many drops did our receivers have? I mean, we talked about big time drop by Chris Godwin there late on the fourth quarter. We wrapping it up? Okay. All right. Let's see here. Yash says, yes, a win is a win.
W's and L's, brother.
We'll
That's
read
what
the rest
league's
of these
all about.
comments. How many drops did our receivers have?
A couple.
BA said SMB dislocated his elbow. Okay, we read that.
Yep.
Steve Pritchard says, stuff. Sorry, Steve again. Half bottle of bourbon will get anyone confused. And Misador says, I don't know. Final thoughts, winning ugly week 1. So your final thoughts, because I guess we got to wrap it up here.
Yep.
They're ready to close down the place. I thought we'd have a little bit more time.
Almost 1 o'clock, my man.
Dude, I'm ready to go.
I got you.
Let's go,
We're
baby.
bringing the heat.
1-0.
We'll be here next Sunday for the Falcons. I think it's a 1 o'clock game, I
It
believe.
is. I believe it's a 4 o'clock
Okay,
game.
it might be a 4. Okay, so we'll be here for
4:25.
post game and all that
Yes,
stuff. Definitely
sure.
come down to Ducky's. We'd love to have you. Great place here in South Tampa, right off of Kennedy, right here by the University of Tampa. Thanks for all of you guys doing all the great work, hard work, setting us up pre and post and halftime and everything.
And look, if we didn't get to your calls or your comments tonight, I tell you
Call.
what, we'll get to your calls and comments tomorrow night on the evolution of Sports Talk Television, the Sports Web Live on NSPN, and of course, I Love St. Pete.
And more importantly, tell your people to tell your friends about the program, about the show.
Yes.
Call in, comments. It's all interactive, man.
And you can always come on tomorrow night if you're not busy
That's
refereeing or being a superstar like you always are.
I'm a ref.
The Powers man right there, Mr. Jason
baby.
Powers.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So for Jason Powers, I'm your host, Peter Blake. Once again, Bucs go to 1-0. They defeat the Dallas Cowboys 31-29. Catch me tomorrow night live at 9 o'clock on NSPN and I Love St. Pete. And I'll just end it like this as we do on the Sports Web early on this, Friday morning?
Early Friday morning.
Payday.
That's it, baby.
Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Have a great night.
See you next Sunday.
Hey, Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. St. Pete Key Tag,